Oh, hey guys. Welcome to Active Dad. I'm Andre Holmes. This is the perfect place to learn how to raise your children in a healthy, respectful, and effective way. Terrible twos. Well, I like to call it terrific twos because honestly, after you've been through the age 2 with a couple kids, you realize that it's pretty adorable actually. This is a time where they are figuring out who they are separate from you. Because I think about around the age 12 months, they start to realize that they're not just one person that is connected with mom and dad. So now they're like, I am my own person and this is scary. This world is big, is huge, and I don't know how to communicate as well as everybody else. I can understand them, but I don't really speak the language. So in this video, we're going to give you 5 tips on how to connect and understand your toddler a little better and make the terrible twos a little less terrible. Let's be honest. So tantrums, okay? Tantrums can be mind-bending, hair-splitting, annoying, drive you crazy. You would rather jump off a cliff than deal with a tantrum. I get it. Believe me, I know. But we have to understand that tantrums are a big part of child development, and it's very healthy for them to express their feelings. Because if they're not being able to express their feelings, they grow up into adults who can't express their feelings, and that can be very dangerous and lead to all types of mental health problems. So we want to allow our kids to have a safe place to express themselves, the big emotions, the small emotions, the happy emotions, and the sad emotions. Your job is to be there, comfort them, and let them work through the discomfort in a safe space. At this age, children are verbally trying to tell us what they need and what they want. So I know that my toddler at 2 years old is speaking toddler needs right now, okay? So we can only really understand him about 75% of the time, and it used to be a lot less than that. He can understand us, however, 100% of what we tell him, but he can't really reciprocate that all the way just yet. This leads to a lot of miscommunication and breakdowns emotionally, and I mean big emotions, right? When they can't figure out how to tell you what they want, and when you can't figure out how to understand them, it becomes this fun game of guessing what they want. And that could be frustrating for everybody in the household. So here are my 5 tips on how to understand and connect with your toddler a little better so the terrible twos aren't so terrible. Tip number 1, you can teach your child how to use some basic sign language to figure out what they want or need in the situation. Now, we did this with our 2-year-old Noah, and I wish we really would have stuck with it a lot longer because he did pick it up and it was very useful, but we slacked off and we stopped teaching him how to do it. But let's say your child is eating, right? And they're finished eating and they want more. A simple sign language sign for more is this. Your 2 hands clamped together and pushing them back and forth. This means more. So you can start teaching your child sign language at about 8, 9, 10 months. Very early. Usually when they're sitting up in a high chair by themselves or trying to eat by themselves a little bit, that's when you can teach them more. Another basic sign language that you can teach your child is all done. So when they're finished eating or when they're finished playing, they can lift their hands up and twist their wrist just like this, palms out, palms in, palms out, palms in. This means all done. All done. So when your child wants to show some gratitude, you can show them the sign language, thank you. Tip number 2, when the emotions start flowing in a big way and the tantrum is way beyond your control, the best thing that you could do at that moment is to connect with them non-verbally. So a rub on the back, picking up and holding, some way that you could tell your child that you're here for them and that they're safe. But sometimes using words can be overstimulating at that moment and they're not really going to be able to hear you as well, with all the screaming and yelling. If you're inside of a public place, you might want to remove them from the public and go back to the car, reset, go to somewhere private in the store so that they can have that tantrum alone and have time to calm down. But we don't want to stop the tantrum from happening. We want to see them through it. We want them to be able to know that you are okay with their emotions. That's what they need from you. So tip number 3 is to express empathy and understanding. Your toddler needs to know that you can handle them at their worst, okay? Not just at their best. That's when they know that they have a safe, loving place that they can express their emotions. Because if they're not able to express their emotions now, they might not express them later. So you want to validate how they feel. So you could say something as simple as, "Oh, it seems like you're upset." So that right there is validating how they feel. You're not telling them, "You shouldn't be crying right now. It's not that big of a deal. Just be quiet." They want to feel validated in their feelings. That's how I would want somebody to respond to me if I'm having a breakdown. So tip number 4, a lot of times your toddler would just point for what they would want. So obviously you would just follow the finger and figure out what they want. Now whether they can have it or not, that's up to you. Also, I know when my kids start to walk, they like to hold my finger and just actually lead me and walk me to where they want me to go. So tip number 5, let your child assert their independence as often and as safely as possible. So they'll let you know when they want to try to buckle themselves in for the car seat now, or they want to climb into their high chair by themselves now. Whatever the case is, let them try it first and then ask them if they need help. This will let them know that my parent is allowing me to try to be independent, but is also there for me to depend on. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, you might like this video here as well. It talks about how to set boundaries with your kids in a respectful and effective way. If you want to see more of our family, you can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Have a great day.